Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem and the invocation given by Chaplain Roberson, 169th Engineer Battalion.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us pray. Almighty Father, I thank you for this new day. I pray that you will bless this gathering as we celebrate and recognize the accomplishments of these fine geospatial engineers upon the completion of all their coursework. Bless them as they go on to a new phase of service wherever they may be assigned. I pray that you will provide them with the physical strength to accomplish any mission, the professional competency to lead by example, and the moral fortitude to do what is right, even when no one is looking. Lord, go before them and lay a path that is straight and clear. Make them soldiers of integrity with keen analytical and map-making skills. Now, Lord, bless this company and make our conversations, thoughts, and actions be a blessing to others, pleasing to you. This I pray in your most holy name. Amen. Amen.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, Lieutenant Colonel Retired Kira, Sergeant Major Retired Hal, and Major Metzger, families, and friends. Welcome to the graduation of the Geospatial Engineer course, Class 12-16. Please feel free to move about the room anytime during the ceremony to take photos of your soldier. On behalf of the 169th Engineer Battalion Command Team and the Geospatial Engineer course, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you and wish all of the graduates the best of luck in their future assignments and endeavors in the United States Army. Participants in today's ceremony are Bravo Company Commander Captain Drew Macy, Geospatial Engineer Course Chief Master Sergeant Brian Bergen, and our guest speaker, Warrant Officer 1 Samuel Murdoch of 125th Stryker Brigade, Fort Wainwright, Alaska. In a few moments, the graduates will be awarded their diplomas. In the interim, you will hear the history of the geospatial engineers and see a video of your soldiers' experiences throughout the course. The origin of the geospatial engineers within the military department dates back to the days of the American Revolution. George Washington, who acquired his survey experience in the Fort Belvoir area, appointed Robert Erskine in 1777 as the first geographer and surveyor for the Continental Army to take sketches of the country and the seat of the war. Tom Hutchins, later retained as geographer of the United States, laid out the first ranges of public land in the American West. Lewis and Clark also made their noteworthy contributions in this period. The Army commissioned its first geospatial engineers in the War of 1812. By 1816, 10 helped explore the West and surveyed coastal fortification sites. The year 1817 marked the beginning of the Topographic Bureau, which later played an important role in the growth of the nation. The geospatial engineers became a separate branch of the Army in 1938. Colonel John James Albert led its first 36 officers for the next 25 years, officers of the Corps of Topographic Engineers, and explored the western United States and made the first scientific mappings of that region. The geospatial engineers became a separate branch of the Army in 1938. Colonel John James Albert led its first 36 officers. McClellan, Meade, Abbott, Humphreys, and Johnson stand out among the many others of distinction. Their compiled maps, pictures, statistics, and reports constituted a significant amount of scientific knowledge of the North American continent. Settlements advanced as engineers constructed wagon roads, improved riverbed and harbor characteristics, and laid out the national boundaries. Congress decreed March 3, 1863, that a merger be formed between the Corps of Topographic Engineers and the Corps of Engineers. Established as needed, schools providing geospatial skills training were few. West Point stood nearly alone as a trainer of engineers until just before the Civil War. Post-Civil War engineer officers attended the School of Application at Willis Point, Long Island, New York, to learn new methodologies. The map reproduction plant at Fort McNair, Washington, D.C., established in 1910 and expanded that same year by adding a lithographic school. The School of Surveying, Map Reproduction, and Ranging, founded in 1918, trained enlisted personnel map-making skills at Camp A.A. Humphreys, which is now Fort Belvoir, Virginia. Fort Belvoir's Topo School, an academic department of the United States Army Engineer School, became part of the Defense Mapping School in 2004 and became the Defense Geospatial Intelligence School. In 2006, the school was reorganized to form the School of Geospatial Intelligence in 2010, cased its colors, and it became the Program Operation Military Training Program at the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency College. The military training program began the process of relocating from Fort Belvoir, Virginia to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri in 2012 and became known as the Geospatial Engineer course. At this time, it is my distinct privilege to introduce the Geospatial Engineer Course Chief, Master Sergeant Brian Bergen.
Good afternoon. Major Metzger, Lieutenant Colonel Retired Hira, Major Roberson, distinguished guests, family, and friends. It's my pleasure to have Warrant Officer Samuel Murdoch here as our guest speaker. A native of Queens, New York, Mr. Murdoch joined the U.S. Army as a 12 Yankee terrain analyst in November of 2008. He attended basic combat training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and later followed on to his advanced individual training at Fort Belvoir, Virginia. Some of his significant assignments include the 18th Airborne Corps G2 Analysis and Control Element, or ACE, at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where he deployed to Baghdad, Iraq, as not only the Geospatial Engineer Sergeant, but also as the Geointelligence NCOIC. After his return, his follow-on assignment was to the HAC 25th Combat Aviation Brigade at Wheeler Army Airfield, Hawaii, as a squad leader. In June of 2016, he was selected and appointed as a 125 Delta Geospatial Engineer Technician. He is currently attending Warrant Officer Basic Course here at the Maneuver Support Center of Excellence at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and will be headed on to the 1st Stryker Brigade Combat Team, 25th Infantry Division at Fort Wainwright, Alaska, after his completion of this course. Some of his awards include 1 Joint Meritorious Unit Commendation, 1 Army Commendation Medal, 1 Joint Service Achievement Medal, 3 Army Achievement Medals, 2 Good Conduct Medals, and many, many more. He is currently 1 class away from his Associates in General Studies from Central Texas College, and he is married to his loving wife, Victoria, and a proud father of 2 beautiful girls, Samara and Sarai. Feel free to read more about Warrant Officer Murdoch's accomplishments, assignments, and decorations in your program. Again, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Warrant Officer Samuel Murdoch.
Good afternoon. Major Metzger, Lieutenant Colonel Retired Hira, Major Roberson, distinguished guests, families, and friends of the graduating soldiers of Class 0216. Thank you all for being here today in support of Class 1216's accomplishments. It's an honor to speak to you all today. Let's give a very big thank you to the instructors and cadres for the lessons and mentorship they have provided to the soldiers during their time here. And also to the families of the graduates. Their success is a testament to the continued love and support that you have shown them throughout their journey. There are 3 things that I would like to discuss with you today. Remain vigilant and resilient, always seek opportunities for greater responsibility, and never stop educating yourself. Throughout your career, you'll be faced with many challenges and adverse situations. I ask of you in these times to remain resilient. Dig deep and draw upon your intestinal fortitude. As I look at you today, I see a group of soldiers who have proven they have what it takes to succeed in the Army as geospatial engineers, but more importantly, as leaders. You all have successfully completed the rigorous demands of basic combat training and now the geospatial engineer course. In September 2009, I had arrived to my first assignment in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and with the 18th Airborne Corps as a young PFC. Shortly thereafter in January, Haiti had been devastated by a massive earthquake, leaving millions of civilians without the necessary essentials for survival. Our unit, along with many others, was called upon in support of Operation Unified Response. For 2 months, I worked as the only geospatial analyst on the night shift. I was relied on heavily to provide products that would assist my commanders in making decisions that would ultimately impact the well-being of displaced peoples within Haiti. I was nervous, wondering what if I made a mistake? How horrible would the outcome be? I was able to overcome my fears by believing in myself and trusting the training that I had received as a 12 Yankee going through AIT. When the times get hard, do not focus on the setbacks faced, but the small victories you've attained. Continue to be vigilant, fighting every day and every step to conquer the challenges that you will face in the future. Henry Ford once said, life is a series of experiences, each one of which makes us bigger, even though sometimes it is hard to realize this. For the world was built to develop character, and we must learn that the setbacks and griefs which we endure help us in our marching onward. This leads me into the importance of seeking opportunities for greater responsibility. When you arrive to your first assignment, separate yourself from your peers by taking on the hard jobs. Show your leadership and chain of command that you are capable of tackling the most difficult missions and being successful. The Army is continuously going through a course of change. You must continue to show that you are an asset and an integral part of your unit's success. You never know what the future may hold. And in the event that we are called upon to defend our nation, and the allies of the United States against a near-peer army, you must begin to prepare yourself starting now to be successful in the battlefield. Do not shy away from the positions that will develop you into the future leaders of this army, but embrace them. And finally, never stop educating yourself. I firmly believe that a good leader is a smart leader, one who continues to develop themselves as well as those around them, using every chance they are afforded to learn and gain knowledge. Utilize the resources that you have been afforded and take advantage of them. Continue your civilian education as well. You can never learn enough. During your career, you will be asked to make tough decisions that will impact and have second and third order effects on your brothers and sisters in arms. Prepare yourself for these moments now by growing and learning every day. In closing, I want you all to know that everything you have accomplished up to this point has been no easy task, and you all should be proud of yourselves. Take pride in what you have chosen to do. Go out and do great things. Remain vigilant and resilient, seek opportunities for greater responsibility, and never stop educating yourself. Congratulations, Essayantes.
And now for the presentation. Before receiving their certificate of graduation, the primary instructor, Sergeant First Class Michael Sidley, will pin each soldier with their regimental distinctive insignia, signifying their acceptance into the Engineer Regiment. The Corps of Engineer crest made its debut in June of 1986 when the Corps became part of the Army's regimental system. The crest represents all the facets of the engineer mission. It includes the familiar castle, the colors of scarlet and white, and the word Essayantes. The castle symbolizes fortification and architecture. The scarlet background represents the ties between the Corps of Artillery and engineers. White, the original color of the infantry, represents the engineers' close ties with the infantry and the engineers' secondary mission to fight as infantry soldiers. Essayantes, the Corps' motto, translates to "let us try," in reference to the professional engineer resourcefulness and ingenuity on and off the battlefield. The Distinguished Honor Graduate is Specialist Edward Kira Jr. He will be the first to receive his diploma signed by the Geospatial Engineer Course Chief and a 169th Engineer Battalion Certificate of Achievement signed by Sergeant Major Timothy Larrington and Lieutenant Colonel Aaron Boyer. Specialist Kira is from Syracuse, New York. Specialist Kira will be assigned to the New York National Guard. The honor graduate, PB2 Matthew Pito, will also be awarded their Certificate of Achievement, signed by Sergeant Major Timothy Larrington and Lieutenant Colonel Aaron Boyer. PB2 Pito is from Crestline, California. PB2 Pito will be assigned to Schofield Barracks, Hawaii. The Sapper Spirit awardee is Private James Avinson. The Army Engineer Association presents a Sapper Spirit Award to the engineer soldier who best represents the engineer spirit. They will receive an annual AEA individual membership, a subscription to the Army Engineer Museum, and an official engineer regimental coin. The Engineer Sapper Spirit includes mastery of all tasks during the course of instruction, a demonstrated ability to motivate others, consistent and infectious enthusiasm towards mission accomplishment while under demanding conditions, and being creative and ingenious when developing solutions to problems. Private Evenson is from Fargo, North Dakota. Private Evenson will be assigned to the North Dakota National Guard. The remainder of the class will be called forward to receive their diplomas. Please hold your applause until the last soldier has been called. And again, feel free to move around the room and take photos anytime during the ceremony. Sergeant Christian Soto is from DeKalb, Illinois. Sergeant Soto will be assigned to Darien, Illinois. Private First Class Caleb Gottney is from Mobile, Alabama. Private First Class Gottney will be assigned to the Alabama National Guard. Private First Class Denzel Hercules is from Neptune, New Jersey. Private First Class Hercules will be assigned to the New Jersey National Guard. Private First Class Edward Sylvia is from Ellicott City, Maryland. Private First Class Sylvia will be assigned to the Maryland National Guard. PB2 Jacob Arnold is from Rhinelander, Wisconsin. PB2 Arnold will be assigned to the Wisconsin National Guard. PB2 Adam Dye is from Beaver, Ohio. PB2 Dye will be assigned to the Ohio National Guard. PB2 Justin Hopkins is from Mount Lake Terrace, Washington. PB2 Hopkins will be assigned to the Washington National Guard. PB2 Justice Irizarry is from Tampa, Florida. PB2 Irizarry will be assigned to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Congratulations, graduates, and welcome to the Engineer Regiment. And now, the distinguished honor graduate, Specialist Kira, will present a gift to our guest speaker.
Mr. Murdoch, on behalf of Class 12-16, I'd like to present you with this Blau map as a token of our appreciation for your words of wisdom.
Well, appreciate it.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the benediction, reciting of the Soldier's Creed, the singing of the Engineer Song, the Army Song, and the departure of the official party.
Let us pray once more. Lord, as we depart from this hall, I pray you continued blessings on our lives, work, and especially those whom we love. Lord, bless the United States Army, especially the Engineer Corps. Make us soldiers of integrity, strengthen us in heart, body, mind, and soul. And Lord, may we always be thankful for your many blessings, those both seen and unseen. This I pray in your most holy name. Amen.
Amen.
The Soldier's Creed. I'm an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team. I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values. I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade. I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough, trained, proficient in my warrior tasks and drills. I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself. I am an expert and I am professional. I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States of America in close combat. I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life. I am an American soldier. In the castle on my collar, I've done my training for the team. You can call me an engineer soldier. The warrior spirit has been my dream. Essayons, whether in war or peace, we will wear our red and our white. Essayons, we serve America and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Essayons, essayons. March along, sing our songs with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's hi, hi, hey, the army's on its way, down off the cadence loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
And now, Sergeant First Class Sidley, the primary instructor, will dismiss the soldiers for the last time.
Class 12-16, dismissed.
At this time, all family members and military personnel, please move forward and congratulate these fine soldiers.
Master Sergeant, can I get up there and just like do this? All right. Get my knife in.
Down. Come on, my son.
I can't.
Up.
I didn't have
One.
a
Down. Up.
Two.
Down. Up.
Three.
Down. Oh, yeah. Halfway up. Up. Down.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Halfway up. Halfway up. Halfway up.
Come on,
All the way up.
Sergeant.
Last time.
All right. Last one, my last handshake with y'all. Congratulations. Well done. Make sure you take your uniforms out, make sure you're not all jacked up. Good job, good job. Congratulations.
All right, now for a real picture.
Yes, please.
Hopkins didn't hold his deal.
You want a real picture?
Yes.